Welcome everyone to Gamer Melt. Today, AMD's next GPU is on the way. GPU prices will finally begin to lower when AMD's entire RX 7000 lineup leaked, and AMD is planning to take over the world. Okay, it's news time, and first up for today, AMD's upcoming RX 6600 non-XT GPU looks to be coming soon, making it one of the last chances we may have to pick up an RX 6000 GPU, at least at MSRP. And with that, retailers are already beginning to list the upcoming models online. This time, the Portuguese retailer PCDIGA listed an upcoming Sapphire Pulse model, and they actually showed off renders of the GPU. Unfortunately, they have since taken it down, but not before video cards got the information. Now, what's interesting about the renders is that it's actually quite a bit smaller than their XT model. Video cards did a really nice comparison to show just how much smaller it is, and as you can see, it's pretty significant. As for price, the retailer originally had it listed for a whopping €589, but considering their XT model is less, this is likely just for early birds. If I were to guess on a final price, it's probably going to be around $300 to $330 US. As for release, Video Cards claims that it's coming October 13th. Either way, like I said, this could be your last chance to pick one up, so I'll have affiliate links down in the description below for anyone hoping to pick one up at launch. It doesn't cost you anything more, and it helps the channel out. Next up for today, we have an answer for when GPU prices should finally begin to stabilize. During a recent interview with CNBC, AMD CEO Dr. Lisa Su gave a timeline for when we can expect supply to actually catch up to demand. Specifically, she stated that it won't be as bad in the second half of next year. Unfortunately, in the first half, it'll be, quote, likely tight, meaning things still aren't expected to get better by the end of this year, but come mid next year, we may finally see it begin to turn around. She stated that it can take between 18 and 24 months to put up a new plant to fabricate chips, but that the investments were started, quote, perhaps a year ago, meaning there is still a few months before they can finally get up and running. But when they do, we should actually see a real difference, which puts her second half of 2022 estimate into perspective. Of course, it's felt like estimates have been pushed back multiple times, but with new fabs being made, things should actually change. But with today's next story, I'd suggest holding off on buying a current gen GPU anyway, at least if you can't get one in the next launch. Recently, a Twitter user noticed that leaker Greymon55 changed their bio with the amount of cores we can expect in AMD's upcoming RX 7000 GPUs, basically giving us the entire lineup. Specifically, that Navi 33 would come with 4,096 cores, Navi 31 comes with 15,360, and Navi 32 with over 10,000. Now, when it comes to Navi 33, we have heard closer to 5,120 cores, and of course, things can change in the background. But what's interesting is that just today, Greymon55 claimed that Navi 33 beats AMD's 6900 XT. Moving back to the tweet on his bio, another known leaker, Copite7 Kimmy, agreed and reiterated that Navi 33 is apparently replacing Navi 23, meaning it should be something like the 7600 XT. Now, what's really interesting here is that the 7600 XT has less cores than the 6900 XT, yet should apparently beat it, and that means the 7900 XT's performance should be insane because it looks to have 3 times the cores. Now, some people do understandably question the gap between Navi 23 and Navi 22, but Greymon55 seems to think we'll learn as more news comes out. Maybe there's some insane binning going on? I'm not sure. Basically, AMD's next-gen parts are set to be one of the biggest upgrades in years, so I'd hold off a bit on getting a new GPU if you can't get it at a decent price. Then again, you can always get one for free if you win my RX 6800 non-XT GPU giveaway. All you have to do is make sure you're subscribed to the channel, visit the link in the description, and start getting entries. And lastly for today, it looks like AMD is planning to take over the world. In a new tweet by known leaker Greymon55, he details everything the company is releasing next year, and it's huge. We're talking next-gen Navi, Zen 4, Zen 3 Plus laptop chips, RDNA 2 refresh on laptops, but there's one thing I really want to focus on. According to him, AMD isn't just releasing Zen 3D soon, but they're also planning a new XT refresh, similar to what they did with the Ryzen 3000 XT CPUs. This is interesting because Zen 3D is essentially just Ryzen 5000 with 3D stacked V-cache. So it would essentially be AMD releasing two refreshes at the same time. If this is true, I guess it's so AMD can have options when it comes to competing with Intel's Alder Lake parts. Either way, according to Greymon55, the launch date is in the first half of next year. Basically, this would mean that AMD is planning to launch Zen 4 based Ryzen, Zen 3D based Ryzen, and Ryzen 5000 XT all in the same year. Oh, and let's not forget the Zen 3 Plus refresh on notebooks. Then there's next-gen RDNA 3 GPUs, and the RDNA 2 refresh on notebooks are apparently built on 6 nanometers. So yeah, AMD is planning to take over everything next year, and if the leaks on RDNA 3 are accurate, Intel won't be the only one playing catch-up. So while that does it for today, what are you most excited about on all these releases next year? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you liked the video, please subscribe. And as always, have a great day!